All right, let's keep on going with the review. This will be the back. It says give two terms of the arithmetic sequence, find the common difference. All right, so in when we were learning this, it would always be like we would give a number. I'm totally making this up. So I would say, okay, that this is, let's say this is 23, and then I would give blanks. All right, those are my blanks, and there's, 57, and then you got to figure out what are the middle numbers. All right, so the way that this is set up, it's set up to where the 10th term is 83, and then the 37th term is 272. So what this is, since it's the 37th term, this would be the later term, okay? And obviously the 83 would be the early term. So when you're figuring this out, you're still doing the first step, and that is the first step is take the later term, which is 272, and subtract it by the earlier term to get 83, or by 83. So 272 minus 83 gives you 189. All right. Now, this is where it kind of changes a little bit, and that is, so in the last question, you would take 23 and you would add. You would add the steps, like so, like I'm doing right now. However, with this one, you got to look and go, okay, this is 10th place, and this is 37th place. How many places in between 10th and 37th? Well, you'd say, well, 27, because off to the side, you'll be like, well, 37 minus 10 is equal to 27. So you're going to take 189 and you are going to divide that by 27. So 189, divide that by 27, and you get 7. There's your answer. Okay? Same concept for the next one. This is the later term. This is the early term. So the later term is 182 minus 84, and I believe that looks to be like maybe 98. And then again, the difference between 16 and 30 is 14. So I would divide that by 14. So 98 divided by 14 is 7 as well. So that means you are adding 7 every single time. All right, so for questions 15 and 16, same concept except now it's geometric. Remember, geometric is when we're multiplying. So this is the later term because this is the fifth place number, and this is the second place number, so this obviously would be the early term. So you're going to take 324 and you're going to divide it by 12, right, just like we did on the last couple questions. So 324 divided by 12, that gives you 27. All right. Now, remember, you have to take the root. So again, notice that this is second place and this is fifth place. So off to the side, 5 minus 2, that gives me 3. So that means I'm going to take the third root of 27, which gives me 3. All right. So question number 16 is a little confusing because they actually put the later term first, and hopefully you guys see that. So the fourth term is 154, and the second term, or I'm sorry, and the first term is 2. So technically this is the later term, this is the earlier term, all right? So you're going to do negative 54 divided by 2, which gives you negative 27. And then again, this is your fourth term, this is your first term. There's 3 spaces in between, so 4 minus 1. It's supposed to, 4 minus 1, it kind of looks like I'm doing division, is 3. So the third root of negative 27, which gives you negative 3. So you are multiplying by negative 3 every single time on the geometric sequence. All right, it says given the recursive ratio for a arithmetic sequence, find the first 5 terms. So first off, it says A1 is 32. All right, so 32. Now, remember the formula right here. In order to get to the next term, you have to take, here we go, remember that symbol? That means the previous term. Take the previous term and, here we go, subtract 9. So if your first term is 32, the next one will be 23, the next one will be 14, the next one will be 5, and then lastly, the next one will be negative 4. All right? For question number 18, here's your first term. You know everything starts with A1, so your first term is 39, and then if you notice, it's saying you have to take the previous number and, look at this, subtract by 2. So after 37, it'll be, 39, it'll be 37, 35, 33, and lastly 31. So it says determine if the sequence is arithmetic. Now, remember, arithmetic means you are adding. So you have to be adding throughout the entire sequence in order to um, determine whether or not it's arithmetic. Okay, so like for example, question number 19, you're at -8, -14, that you are decreasing by -6. So your common difference is -6. For question number 20, you're at 20, you're at 29, now you're at 38. You are increasing by 9, so your common difference is 9. If you look at question 21, you are increasing by 20. D is equal to 20 because you're at 2, now you're at 22, now you're at 42, now you're at 62. Now, for question number 2, or question number 22, if you notice, you're at -3 and now you're at -6. Well, you subtract the 3, but now you're at -6, now you're at -12. You're at -12, you're at -6. So obviously you're not subtracting consistently, so your answer would be uh, it's not. This is not arithmetic. Okay, so no. All right, so now we're running into explicit formulas. We did this on Wednesday. So if you notice, the explicit formula is a little different than recursive. So if your explicit formula is this, and if it asks you to find a of 24, now remember this little 24 means it's the 24th term. Now what makes the explicit formula so easy is that literally you take 24 and just plug it in for n. So that's 19 plus 9. Oop, I almost put 19 too many times. So 19 plus 9 times 24 because I'm looking for 24th place. And you can literally just type that into your calculator and your answer would be 235. Same concept here. You're looking for the 27th term, so you're going to take 27, plug it into n, and your answer is going to be, well, let me go ahead and write it out, times 27, negative 152. All right, so question number 25, given the first and common difference, find the explicit formula. Now, if you remember, the formula is a of n is equal to the first term, a1, plus common difference times n minus 1. So in other words, you're going to do a of n is equal to my first term plus my difference times n minus 1. Well, for question number 25, I literally give you everything. So the common difference is 8. I'm sorry, the first term is 8. The common difference is 9. So then we're going to take 9 and we're going to distribute because we've got to simplify. And that becomes 8 plus 9n minus 9. And I'm going to combine these two. So my final answer ends up being 9n minus 1. So a of n is equal to 9n minus 1. All right? Same concept for question number 26. So same concept for question number 26. It's going to be a of n is equal to my first term plus my common difference times n minus 1. So my common difference is literally given to you, or that's 200. My first term is given to you, 21, negative 21. You're going to take the 200, it's next to the parenthesis, and distribute it. It becomes negative 21 plus 200 n minus 200. Then you're going to combine like terms, and your final term will be a of n is equal to 200 n minus 221. That's a minus sign. All right. Now, the only difference between question number 25 and 26 and 27, 28, 29, 30 is you still have your first term, but the only difference is I want you to see, okay, what are you increasing by? So rather than giving you the common difference like I did on 25, now you just got to figure it out. So 34, now you're at 41, 41 to 48, 48 to 55. Well, your common difference is 7. So it's literally the same question, except you're just using a different format on how you set it up. So, or how you found stuff. So a of n is equal to 34 plus 7 n minus 1. I don't know why I put that second parenthesis. Hold on. Let's try that again. N minus 1. Remember, take your 7, distribute it, and you're at 34 plus 7n minus 7. So your final answer is a of n is equal to 7n plus 27. There you go. For question number 28, again, my first term is 12. It's literally there. I see it. And then I am increasing by 3. I'm adding 3 every time. So that's going to be a of n is equal to 12 plus 3 n minus 1. Take the 3, distribute. So 12 plus 3n minus 3. My answer is going to be a of n is equal to, what's that, 3n plus 9. And of course, question number 29 and 30 is more of the same. So a of n is equal to my first term, which is negative 16. Now, here's the thing. You're at negative 16, you're at negative 46, you're at negative 76. Your common difference is actually going to be negative 30. So when you're setting this up, you're going to run into a situation where it's going to kind of look like this, where it's like the formula calls for plus, but you're dealing with a negative. So keep that in mind. So when I distribute the negative 30, it becomes negative 16 minus 30 in plus 30. All right. Remember, because this plus and negative, technically it's mathematically incorrect. So you wouldn't put like negative 16 plus negative 30. It would technically be negative 16 minus 30. All right. So you do the math, and then your answer is a of n is equal to negative 30n plus 14. And then question number 30, my first term is 30, so a of n is equal to 30. And I'm adding, let's see, what am I adding? Looks like I'm adding 7, all right, plus 7n minus 1. That becomes 30 plus 7n minus 7. My final answer is a of n is equal to 7n plus 23. There you go. That's everything. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.